And in that 12 years period when you didn't release any music,
Yeah.
what was going on in your mind?
Ah, um, since I made up my mind to like pause
Mm-hmm.
and create the sources of income, while I was doing that, I was working on some songs.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard a lot of things. People say, the presence of God has left me. I no longer have the spirit of God. I can no longer compose. I can no longer do this and that. But I didn't listen to them because they were not the ones that called me.
Amen.
Yes, I focus on the God of my calling,
Mm-hmm.
and He gave me the grace. And as time goes on, when I released the fifth album,
Yeah.
places began to shake. And this is the album that I think is the album that caused the MC from South Africa to connect me
Yes.
to you so that we can handle this program together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. That's a testimony I would say to like anyone else that's creating
Yeah.
any type of project that feels like they're not moving forward
Yeah.
in that space. I know you mentioned your husband a couple times here
Yeah.
and there. I want to ask how supportive, like how supportive has he been on your journey?
Oh,
Because you mentioned him, I'm like, wow, it would be nice to have a partner like that, especially in today's world. It's hard to find a good partner where you're compatible with,
yeah.
and he,
Yeah. I want to say that my husband, I don't know if there are two of them in this planet Earth. That's the best man I've seen on this
wow.
planet Earth. He's a good man,
Mm-hmm.
a God-fearing man, a man that loves me. When we got married, we stayed for like 5 years. He discovered that I had this calling. Even before we got married, he
Mm-hmm.
knew that I had the calling because we used to meet in programs, youth camp, conventions, program. We'll meet. And then I'll always be there to sing. I
Mm-hmm.
always sing. So he knew that I had this gift. So when we got married, there was a day the Lord asked him a question. I was singing in a wedding program, and then he was seated in church. He was sitting in church like this. And then God asked him a question. He said, I gave you this woman
Yeah.
for you to fan this gift to flame, for you to bring out what I have deposited in her. But it's like you are not seeing it. If I raise somebody else who is not you to sponsor this ministry, how are you going to feel?
Oh.
My husband burst into tears. He began to cry in church openly. He did not hide it.
Wow.
He could not resist. The presence was so strong. He started crying until some of our leaders in church, they had to hold him and take him outside. And then they now began to ask him what's the problem. He could not explain.
Mm-hmm.
Even me, myself, I did not know. It was later they came and explained it to me. But when we got to the house, he told me, he said, this is what happened to him. He continued to cry in the house. The presence was so strong,
Wow.
even right in the house. And then he held me and said, my wife, I am going to sponsor you. I will sponsor the gift of God in your life. I don't want anything to happen to it. And even as I'm talking to you right now like this, there are things I've struggled to engage myself into it. But my husband will always look at me and say, Mommy, please, I don't want anything to happen to this ministry because it's a blessing to this generation.
Amen.
I don't want you to do anything that will distract you, that will distract your focus for the purpose of God in your life.
Yeah.
He says, stop, don't do this one. He will tell me, don't do this one because this one will take a lot of time. It will take God's time from your life. So pause. It's not every business that you should do as a gospel minister. It's not every business. It's not every work that you should work.
Yes.
Yeah, so he has been very, very supportive. I can tell you very bold that my husband, I don't know I can explain it to you, but I want to say that he's a gift of God. It's a gift from God to my life.
Yes.
And that is why you can see this ministry keep going, because there are artists who have been there before I came into music. But as I'm talking to you, after 5 years, you will not hear them again. After 10 years, you will not hear again from them. But I've been in music ministry now for 20 years.
Wow.
And I work hand in hand with my husband. If I'm invited to a place and my husband does not want that I should go, I don't go. If he tells me, I don't like you to go to this program, I stay home.
Yeah.
And there are programs, if he tells me that don't go to this program, if I discover that I have the urge in me to go, I will humble myself and go down on my knees and beg him and say, please, just allow me go. I know this man has been a problem, but let's not look at the problem. We should look at what God is about to do in the program.
Amen.
So you allow me to go. And by the grace of God, we are here today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.